Okay, so listen. You know, he was an astute youngster.
We're back over here.
And we're back.
We're back.
We're back. We're back. We're back. Okay. So Rav Aga Barav says Ravina Dilma Olam Lo Hadarbe. Right? He's talking maybe Rabbi Zera didn't go back on it. Now, Rish Lakish was a first generationer.
That's Bucky?
What?
That's Bucky?
Bucky?
No,
Bucktooth?
No, that's not Bucktooth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bucktooth is Rav Yehuda, who was Shmuel and Rav in Babylon's Talmud. We call him Rav.
Oh, okay.
And the reason we call him Rav is because he's from Babylon. But Rish Lakish, Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, today the great Rish Lakish, he was the first generation. Rabbi Zera was in the middle over there. And Rabbi was at the end. And so now Rabbi Zera is figuring it out. He says, don't go back, don't Hadar Bay. He says, he was talking about the opinion of Rava, he was saying. Now, he was talking about the opinion of Rava. Now, what was the opinion of Rava? Rava says that don't say Elu Trefos in the Mishnah. He says say Elu Asuros. That's one of the things Rava says. Let's see. Lo Hadarbe. He didn't go. Upshitale Le Rabbi Zera. And it's clear to Rabbi Zera the Af Be'achila Sharia. It's even permissible in Achila. The ain't Trefa Lechetzi Chayos, because he holds that there is no Trefa. If you did one of the Simanim, well, so it doesn't become a Trefa to the Chetzi. So it's even mutter b'achila. V'hadabai Rabbi Zera, and that Rabbi Zera, he was just asking about, okay, but asking the Inyan Tuma l'dvar of the Rava, to the words according to the opinion of Rava, the Amar La'el that he says above, Lo Amar Reish Lakish Ela Beria. Rava said that Reish Lakish was only talking about the Riyah. Reish Lakish is also a middle guy over there. I mean, no, Rava is, and Reish Lakish was the first guy, and so we're seeing like the whole thing. Anyways, Rava says, Rava says that he was only talking about the Riyah, only talking about the lung. Amar Rava, Lo Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish Ela Riyah, only talking about the lung connected to the trachea. Aval b'bnei me'ayim, but the innards, it's a treifa. It would be a treifa mibayle the Rebbe Zera. So the Rebbe Zera asked her, "Im tehora miha midina." It doesn't help. Okay, you can't eat it if it's pierced. Right? If it's pierced in the lung, it's edible. We don't care if you cut the trachea and then the lung gets pierced, edible.
This is written.
If you go back and check
years before we had what was known as blot, where they specifically stick their hand in the lung and check for adhesions and punctures. So
I don't know if it's before we had what's known as blot.
When these texts were written?
Yeah, I mean, if the animal, glad is if the animal had a smooth
lung, no adhesion,
right? And if the animal did not have a smooth lung, if it was cut, well, that depends. Not always. It's only kosher. It depends with the gummy if it was born with it or if it happened in an adhesion on the lung after birth, then it would be a treifa. But if it got while it was alive, it's a treifa. But if it was born with it, then it's okay. And that's what glad is. Glad is like, we don't want to take a chance. If there's any question, we don't want to take a chance. But the truth is that if it was born with it, it's mutter top level. And if it occurred while it was alive, so it's treif. It's a treifa. Okay. the Rava Kabarle, the Lelo Svirle. Rava said it. He was talking to the words of Rava, but Rabbi Zera didn't hold of it himself. Because Rabbi Zera said that it's even edible. It's even mutter b'achila. If it gets pierced on the lung, and after you cut the first siman, because what's the first siman? Trachea, exactly.
Or checking the knife, depending
on. First siman, trachea. But I hear, it's a funny joke. Ha ha! We chortled in rapturous glee. So, v'ein mizavnin over the goravim. Wait a second. Wait a tick. Ravina Dimel Olam Lo Hadarbe. Maybe he really didn't go back. And Rabbi Zera is talking to the words of Rava, but he doesn't hold it. Amar Rav Acha Bar Yaakov, Rabbi brother, son of Jake. Shema Mina, we can infer from here, means Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. We can hear from Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. We can infer Mizamnin Yisrael al b'nei me'ayim. Ve'ein Mizamnin akum al b'nei me'ayim. We invite, or we can prepare, an Israelite can prepare it, the stomachs, but not an idolater cannot prepare stomachs. Is there any food that's like stomach? Like tripe? What's tripe?
Cow's intestines.
Nice. But intestines and stomach, that's the same thing.
Sorry, I meant stomach lining.
Stomach lining. Is it possible to get that kosher?
I've never seen it kosher.
Never seen it kosher. We can make our own. You know?
It's a big delicacy among peasant populations in Europe.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
True. It sounds pretty great. Stomach. I also feel that like something else.
Stomach lining.
Stomach lining. I feel like they eat stomach in Ireland.
Bagpipes are
haggis. They stuff the stomach. They use it as the derma.
And then what do they put inside?
Kishka.
Kishka. What's kishka?
Whatever they got. Flour. Vegetables ground up.
What is kishka?
Kishka is what my grandmother made with derma. It's flour. It's mirepoix. It's paprika. It's a little sugar, a little salt, a little pepper.
Sounds great. Kishka.
And of course, fat.
The
main ingredient, flour and fat. The cardiologist designed it.
So, yeah, what'd you call it? Haggard?
Haggis.
Haggis. I knew it was from Island Bagpipes.
I think Rob was trying to trick me. Double phone call from a different number.
Nice voice. Nice hat.
So I actually worked in one old school place where one day a month we would boil up, and all we would do all day would be make derma and load it.
What's derma?
Kishka.
Kishka.
Derma's the skin when you stuff it. So eventually it became paper because you couldn't get. And one day a month we would load up the freezer with that.
Gewalt. Well, hopefully we'll make kishka in Yeshiva School of Shah. Rivki, you missed the kishka recipe, but you could always watch it and do chazah. And I'll tell you afterwards. Also, we're going to try to make kishka. It really sounds delicious.
And of course, for Pesach, they make it with potato starch and not flour.
Of course. He says, we can infer from Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish that the Israelite can prepare the innards, the haggis, but not the idolaters. Oh, really? And now the idolaters are all big haggis eaters. Let's see. Midrash Lakish the Amar, Rish Lakish that he says, Kevan shenechtach kana havireya ki minacha b'dikula. Saying like this. Once you cut the trachea, we look at the lung as if it's in a box outside. nothing to do with the animal anymore. If it gets pierced, we don't care. It's not connected anymore to the body.
Okay.
Right? The lung is, the life of the lung is dependent on the life of the stomach and innards is connected in the. All right, excellent.
And all the lives dependent on Hashem.
And everyone's life is connected on the Avishter. So it says, what about the innards over here? Says, from the fact that from what Rish Lakish says, that is no problem. Shema mina ein mizamnin akum al b'nei me'ayim. Mishom, because Ria Dahavi Kimisha Hotziua Mina Behema. The log is like you took it out of the animal, but Oda Mifarcheses while it was doing the death dance. Yo, by the way, speaking of death dance, I saw a bunch of Orthodox from Yidden and rabbis dancing from 2017, dancing in front of Pope. I won't even mention his name, Shem Risham Yirkov. But the last Pope, Bergoglio, they were dancing and singing like Jewish miros. And so a death dance, what are they doing at the Pope? I don't know. I'm not judging. I don't know the whole story behind it. But l'chayra at the Afafior? I don't know. All right. So while it was still shaking, doing the Pope dance, the Oved Kochavim and the idolater Lav B'Shrita Tali Hetner Achila. The idolater, it doesn't matter about if it being Shrita or not. Hetner Achila Didei. It is usher for him to have Aver Menachai, which is a limb from, yeah. So Aver Menachai is usher to even an adulterer, even a guy. Ve'ein yotza lahen midei Aver Menachai. And ve'ein yotza mehen, and he didn't go out to them from the hands of Aver Menachai. From the hands of being this limb from a live animal, ad shetamos, until it dies. Aval Yisrael, but for Yisrael, yatzah midei Aver Menachai ayedei shchita. For the Yisrael, it's no longer Aver Menachai once you do the shchita. The guy, Aver Menachai, he has to be completely dead. I mean, he can't do the mefarcheses anymore. He can't do the death dance. But the for Yisrael, that the mitzvah is to do shchita. Once you do the shchita, it's kosher to eat it, even when it's doing the death dance. And so we see that the Yisrael can have stomach, but you can't. But why does it say mizamnin, not eating? Ein mizamnin the akum on the innards,
Prepare, maybe
to prepare. They can't prepare the innards. My daima. Why? What's the reason? The Israel, the b'shchita daim. They'll say Israel. That is, it's all about for him. It has to be shechted. So given the shchita, me'al yisa, when it's a good shchita, he's allowed to eat the animal. He's allowed to eat whatever part of the animal. But ovei kochavim, that if it's good enough from nechira, if you cut it from the nose to the heart, b'miza dayim, they'll say it's with death. That's what it matters for him. So for the guy, he can't eat it until it's dead, and he can't be doing any death dances. So if you eat the innards of the animal, it becomes like Aver Menachai Damu. It becomes similar to Aver Menachai, the animal's still alive. So you can't eat it. Rav Papa, says Rav Papa, Hava Yisivna Gamed Rav Acha Yaakov. We were sitting before Rav Acha, son of Yaakov, who Bai de Ima Lay, Bai de Ima Lay. And he wanted to say mi'ika midi, and he wanted to say, he asked the question, he's like, who ever heard of such a thing? That for Israel it's permissible, and for an idolater it's usher. Why do they have more mitzvahs than us? Why are they more kodesh than us? Think the smart? You know? Velo Amri lay, and he didn't say. So they were sitting before Rav Acha ki Amar Lahamel. So what he was talking about this thing. We were talking about the same topics that have been talked about for thousands of years. It's unbelievable. Velo Amrile. It says V'nichamti be'atzmi velo ikshesilo. It's like, yeah, he didn't tell me the answer, but I figured it out. Right? Velo Amrile. And he didn't say pshat. We were sitting by Rav Acha Bar Yaakov, and we asked him, and he didn't say Velo Amrile. Velo Amrile. The Amina Taima, to say the reason, but I will say a reason. Tanya, the lo Rabbi Rav Acha Bar Yaakov, the lo Amri le the Amina Taima. So we have a brisa which is not like Rav Acha Bar Yaakov. It goes like this: Harotza lechol, so it wants to eat from the animal before its heart goes, before its nefesh leaves it. Mishum dimali, because it's delicious, or it's the best type of meat, maybe. When you eat the animal while it's still alive, or not while it's still alive, you can't, but before its nefesh leaves it. It's really healthy to eat the animal before its life leaves it. Wow, I'm like a little bit like having a hard time with this. Harotze, before the nefesh leaves it. Chotech kizayis basar beis shchita. You cut a kizayis of meat from the neck, the beis shchita, the house of the shchita. She'eno mechuzar hefshet. Because it doesn't need to be, the beis shchita doesn't need to be skinned. So you cut it, and then the neck, and then it's already cut, so it doesn't need to be skinned, and it's not mechuzar hefshet. And so you could cut it immediately. Right when you do the shechita, immediately do a cut before the nefesh, the soul, leaves it. What? You salt it good. And you wash it good. Then you have to wait until it actually dies, maybe stops shaking around. Agitates and you can eat it. The Amrina the Arba Misos, it says in Arba Misos in Sanhedrin, it says Minayin Asur Lechol Mina Behema Kodin Shidin. It says Asur to even the animal before the soul leaves it. It says in Pasuk Lo Tochlu Adam. So you can't eat it while the animal is still alive, but you can take it, you can harvest it, so to speak, while the animal is still alive. And then you have to wait for it to die, but you can salt it good, clean it good, and then eat this meat which was cut from the animal while it was still alive.
Got it.
The original fast food.
The implication is that once the nefesh is yotze, that's when you can.
That's when you can eat it. Once the nefesh is yotze, you can eat it.
Right. Makes sense, because it's like, even if the parparos, is that what it's called? No,
Mefarcheses.
Even if the mefarcheses is happening, but it's nefesh left, so its consciousness is no longer there. So it's literally just a limp body with nervous reactions. It's like be like a robot, like.
Well, the guy can't eat during that time.
Even that time.
The guy has to wait for it to die completely.
Wow.
A yid can take a little bit of meat during that time, but can't eat it until it's fully dead.
Is that a gezer on the akum?
No, it's just it follows from the nature of their din. The din is to do shchita. Therefore, after you do shchita, you can take from the animal. Right? The guy, for him, he has to wait until it's dead. He just can't eat even minachai. So if it's doing the shake, it's not good for the guy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But here we're saying that even a guy or a Jew can eat echad ovecham below amrina b'misatayim. We don't say that it's about the death. Umil talya milsa v'avia aver min achai. And it is like aver min achai for the guy. And that's not like Rabbi Yacha, who asked, is there such a thing that it would be usher for the guy, usher for the guy, mutter for the yid? The answer is yes, according to Shabbos Machlokas, right? Umidicho yafa yafa, and you clean it good. Mibnei shedayin nival adam latzeit v'lo yasa. The blood was still like shocked, and like it's going to leave, and it didn't leave yet. That's why you have to clean it really well and wash it really well. And so we say in such a case, so it's a machlokas, and that is the brisa that's not like Rav Acha Bar Yaakov. Rav Acha Bar Yaakov, is there a thing that the Goyim are usher is mutter for a Jew? Answer, yes. That was the answer of the Gemara. Yes, there is a thing. We don't. That's not like Rav Acha Bar Yaakov. Even a guy can eat in that way. If right. And Messiah Idi Bar Avin, Amar Idi Bar Avin, Amar Rabbi Yitzchak Bar Ashion, that someone wants to get healthy. Harot Lavri, take this Kazayas Basar, face of Shchita from the animal, salt it good, clean it good, and wait for it to die. Whether it's a guy, whether it's an Israelite, is mutter to eat this. We should be Zaycha to really be able to one day try this. I mean, it is something that you can't buy at a store. This is like a very specialty type of shchita that we're going to have to do ourselves at the right time. So it could be years and years. But it is a cool thing. We should be zocheh to learn shchita. We should be zocheh that the Torah should internalize and change us. And we should be zocheh that we should always keep growing. We should zocheh to have a great Shabbos Kodesh.
Amen.
A great vach was had by Yeshiva School of Shul, Kultuv. And I can see by the time on the wall, that it's time to wish to one and all goodbye. Farewell. So long.
Good
Adieu. Good shechting. Good shteigin. Save everybody the avos. Echapam. Moshe Barucho. Dibur Benachaz. Dan the Gavschos. Avu Manvu. Goodbye until we meet again. Shkayach, everyone. Shkayach,